Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back with a brand new What If. What if Deku was Hasbulla? And I'm gonna say this right off the bat. This is definitely a jokes what if, so don't take it too seriously. I'm only saying this because I already know there's some people out there that are like questioning it, like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It's supposed to be for jokes, but for the people that know who this person is and know that it's just jokes, like, shout out to you, man. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I just thought it would be fun to do some jokes what if every once in a while, but that's about it. Please, if you enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'm not gonna waste any more of your time, and let's get right into this what if. There was once a young boy that lived in Russia, and it was said that he entered this world for one purpose: to look for a fight. When his mom thought he was a monster, he traveled alone in the horrible weather found in Siberia, and trained day in and day out. We know him as Deku, but the world knows this 2-foot tall man as the legendary Hasbulla. Some say he's quirkless, and others say that he has so many quirks that he's just a monster. After conquering the entirety of Russia, after the death of his brother, he searched Japan for worthy opponents. He entered Japan with one mission in mind: to destroy all who thought that could beat him. Hasbulla was born small and never grew much. His mother, Inko Midoriya, knew that he had no chance in this world. But when Hasbulla grew in age, he knew this world would not be able to handle his power. He was met by many people questioning who this little man was, but the word of Hasbulla spread like wildfire. Some thought him to be a villain, and others thought him to be a hero, but it's said that only Hasbulla would know for sure. Anyway, listen, teachers, staff, and heroes alike, a man that goes by the name of Hasbulla has entered Japan. Capturing him is not an option, but we need to make some sort of truce with him. The heroes begin to say that this little man can't be that powerful, but Nezu tells them that basically he is more powerful than everyone in the room combined, that even All Might in his prime wouldn't stand a chance against him. Hasbulla then walked the streets of Japan, destroying villains, and got a reputation as a hero. But Hasbulla didn't care about the reputation, he cared about a fight. One day a group of villains showed up to recruit Hasbulla. "My name is Shigaraki Tomura, and Hasbulla, we want you to join our League of Villains." Hasbulla begins to speak. Hasbulla then charges forward at blazing speed, smashing Shigaraki into the wall. Kurogiri tries to help, but with one stare from Hasbulla, he's stuck in place. "Master, this is no ordinary man. He's a monster." Nomus begin to swarm Hasbulla, but even those monsters were far from enough to defeat him. He then beat the Nomus until there was nothing left. "Kurogiri, get us out of here!" "I can't, master. I can't move." Hasbulla proceeds to obliterate them and walks away, looking for his next fight. For days, Hasbulla walked around Japan looking for a fight. He eventually caught wind of a man by the name of One for All. He broke into a local news station and began to broadcast to the world in Russian. "All for one, come fight me, unless you're scared. Your quirks and powers are meaningless to Hasbulla." He exits the news station and the building collapses behind Hasbulla. When he exits, heroes surround him. All Might even approaches him. "Please, Hasbulla, come quietly. We want to make a deal with you." Hasbulla tells him that no deal is needed. He is here to fight the strongest and only the strongest. All Might tries to grab him, but Hasbulla appears behind All Might, smashing him into the ground. Hasbulla walks away, saying his final word to All Might while he laid there, knocked out. All heroes, including top heroes, stand in shock. Hasbulla continues his search for the strongest people, and comes across a man he has heard of someone who is the leader of a gang. Overhaul approaches him. Hasbulla, it's an honor to meet you, and I'd love to show you what I want to do for this society, and with your help, it could be possible. Hasbulla stares at him, telling him that he's only interested in a fight. Overhaul takes off his gloves and puts his hand on Hasbulla, but nothing happens. What? How? Nothing happened? Hasbulla looks at him, and Overhaul is somehow 20 meters away from him, with both of his hands gone. You're not worth my time, Overhaul. It seems like Japan is useless. Hasbulla leaves and lets Overhaul bleed out. Hasbulla begins to think that this all-for-one guy must be chicken, and will not show his face to fight Hasbulla, until one night Hasbulla was approached by Kurogiri. Please, Hasbulla, I'm not here for a fight, but all-for-one wants to meet with you. Hasbulla enters the portal, appears in front of all-for-one. Hasbulla, I see you have defeated many of strong foes in the past week, and I've seen your message to me, but I have no intent in killing you. Hasbulla looks at all-for-one with a weird look, as if all-for-one just disrespected him. He charges all-for-one with his famous battle cry. Hasbulla then punches all-for-one so hard that his mask gets smashed and he goes flying through a building. What? How does this kid have so much power? Hasbulla looks at all-for-one with such killing intent that all-for-one himself began to piss himself. Hasbulla walks up to him and slaps him in his face, saying in Russian, I knew you were weak, not even as strong as a bear from Russia. All-for-one then gets his head smashed in, and Hasbulla, all on his own, beat one of the most notorious villains in the world. Hasbulla wandered Japan for a bit longer, searching for a fight, until something called the UA Sports Festival began. He began watching to see if any future heroes would be strong enough to challenge him. Hasbulla enters the stadium with a black cloak on to watch the matches. President Mike begins to commentate, but Aizawa isn't there. Izuku Midoriya, please come with me. Hasbulla turns and walks with him, asking how he knows that name. I know you truly are who you truly are, that's why. Left home when you were young and trained for years to gain insane power. Hasbulla looks at him and nods, asking what he wants. I want to make a truce. At the end of the day, you are no hero, but of no villain either. But we also don't have the means to even stop you. Well, Eraserhead, I just want to fight people. I think I made that really clear. Don't bore me with this offer. They head into a meeting room, and Nezu and some of the Hero Commission are waiting. They explain to Hasbulla that they cannot allow him to do whatever he wants all the time, without there being extreme chaos in society. But they also know they can't stop him from doing whatever he wants, but they must acknowledge, ever since Hasbulla has came to Japan, the crime rate has been down a lot. Hasbulla asks what their offer is, and they tell him that they will allow him to fight whoever he wants, but if he wants to fight heroes, it needs to be under supervision, and not on the street. But he can fight any villain he wants, anywhere he wants. Hasbulla tells them that he will accept if one person from any of their classes at UA can land a hit on him. In a fight of all the classes versus Hasbulla. They look at him in shock, but without a choice, they agree. Hasbulla leaves and continues to watch the classes participate in the UA Sports Festival. He then sees a kid by the name of Bakugo Katsuki win the festival. The next day, Hasbulla arrives at UA and awaits in the teacher's lounge. Hello, Mr. Hasbulla. Welcome to UA. Please follow me for your match with all the classes at UA. He follows to find all the classes waiting in a giant gym. Okay, classes. Today we will have all of you fighting someone by the name of Hasbulla. You may have heard of him, but to win this fight, all you must do is land one punch on him cleanly. If you don't, and he knocks all of you out, he's the winner. Also, first, second, and third years, I recommend you attack together. But if you really want to go one class at a time, don't come crying to me afterwards. The fight starts, and the first people to charge in are Kirishima and Bakugo and Shoto. And when they get close to Hasbulla, the pressure of his presence alone forces them to the ground. The other classes then all attack, even the big three, Mirio, Tamaki, and Nejire, almost landing a hit, but get thrown away like ragdolls. The classes charge at him, but he stares at them with such bloodlust, forcing them all to black out. Hasbulla then tells Aizawa that these classes are weak, and if these are the future pros, he doesn't think Japan will be entertaining him for any longer. Hasbulla tells Aizawa that a deal is a deal, and he walks out of the gym. Hasbulla then proceeds to destroy the entire villain population in Japan, and then began to eliminate all the pro heroes he felt to be fake, eventually facing the likes of Endeavor. Hasbulla, you think you can defeat me? I'm not a small fry in this game. Hasbulla charges in while screaming. He then smashes Endeavor's face into the ground. He picks Endeavor off the ground slightly because he's only about 2 feet tall, telling him that if he isn't careful next time, he may die. Endeavor, in a fit of rage, blasts Hasbulla with all the fire he could muster, thinking he killed him. But when the smoke went away, there stood Hasbulla unharmed. Hasbulla then throws Endeavor into a building and walks away. Pro heroes from all around come to try and stop him, but hesitate, knowing that Hasbulla is beyond the power that any of them are capable of. Hasbulla then enters a news station saying that he's leaving Japan. But for villains and fake heroes alike to be careful, that just because he's leaving doesn't mean he isn't watching. From that day on, Hasbulla was never seen again in Japan. Some say that he got so bored because he decided to basically go to another universe to fight other insanely strong beings. But others say he died from the sheer power he possessed on his own. But all the world knows, and everyone knew, that if Hasbulla was around, nobody would defeat him. And if you felt strong enough to defeat him, he would put you in your place in an instant. Because once you heard, it was all over. And that is the end of this What If. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe like I said. If y'all really enjoy this What If, I guess I could totally continue it and do some like crazy stuff with it. But it's more of a gag What If and just a funny thing that I thought of. And that, I mean, this guy's been so funny on like every platform, and I just see so many videos of him, and I find him super funny. So I thought this would have been like the funniest gag What If. So I was just like, why not? And I'll just do like a jokes What If. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to comment down below any future suggestions or any future What Ifs. And yeah, that's about it. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.